I'm more than pleased that you like my work. I have to admit that it looked pretty damn good from where I was sitting.
They offered him millions. He slammed the door in their faces. Sean Connery, the man who made James Bond an icon, walked away from the role forever. But why? For years, Hollywood insiders whispered about the secret battle that nearly destroyed him. The truth? He was treated like dirt, stalked by paparazzi, and so furious that he donated his entire paycheck just to escape. And when they begged him to return for $5.5 million, he didn't just say no, he made sure they'd never forget it. Born on August 25, 1930, in a cramped two-room flat in Edinburgh, Scotland, Thomas Sean Connery grew up knowing struggle. His father worked in a factory and drove a truck, while his mother was a laundress. Money was always tight. By age 7, young Sean was already working, delivering milk, waking up before dawn, and memorizing every shortcut in the city. That street-smart instinct would later serve him well, especially when he caught a taxi driver trying to overcharge him and directed him through the fastest route, leaving the driver stunned. As his family's financial struggles worsened, Connery stepped up. By 13, he had left school to work full-time as a milkman. At 16, he joined the Royal Navy, dreaming of a long military career. But fate had other plans. A severe case of stomach ulcers, something that ran in his family, got him discharged after just 3 years. With no job and no clear future, Connery hustled. He polished coffins, delivered coal, worked as a lifeguard, and even posed as a nude model for art students. But he wanted more. At 21, he discovered bodybuilding. Towering at 6 feet 2 inches with a powerful frame, he trained relentlessly, even competing in the 1953 Mr. Universe contest. It was during a bodybuilding event that he overheard someone talking about auditions for a musical called South Pacific. He had no acting experience, but he tried anyway, and landed a role. He couldn't sing or dance, but he had something more valuable: presence. His paycheck increased, and American actor Robert Henderson saw potential in him, pushing him to refine his skills and take elocution lessons. Connery's toughness was legendary. One night, 6 gang members tried to rob him. He fought them off single-handedly, earning a reputation as someone you didn't mess with. That raw edge caught Hollywood's attention. His first credited role came in 1957's No Road Back, followed by Another Time, Another Place, where he starred alongside Lana Turner. But off-screen drama nearly ended his career before it even took off. Turner's jealous boyfriend, a notorious gangster, stormed onto set with a gun. Connery didn't flinch. He twisted the man's wrist, forced him to drop the weapon, and walked away unscathed. The incident made headlines, and whispers spread that Connery had made enemies in the mob. Then came the role that changed everything: James Bond. In 1962, he was cast as 007 in Dr. Number. But not everyone was thrilled. Bond's creator, Ian Fleming, thought Connery was too rough, calling him an overgrown stuntman. He wanted someone refined, someone polished, someone like Cary Grant. But the producers saw something else. Connery had a rare blend of danger and charm, sophistication, and raw masculinity. Director Terence Young took him under his wing, introducing him to fine dining, tailored suits, and the luxurious world that Bond embodied. When Dr. No hit theaters, everything changed. Audiences loved him. Connery wasn't just playing James Bond, he was James Bond. Even Fleming was so impressed that he rewrote Bond's backstory in You Only Live Twice, making him Scottish as a nod to Connery. With Goldfinger in 1964, Bond fever hit an all-time high. The Aston Martin DB5, the gadgets, the villains, it was all bigger, bolder, better. Connery had redefined the spy genre, setting a standard that future action heroes would follow for decades. But behind the scenes, cracks were forming. By 1967, Connery was exhausted. 5 films in, the role that made him a star had also become his prison. The press hounded him relentlessly. While filming You Only Live Twice in Japan, paparazzi even followed him into a bathroom. That wasn't just an invasion of privacy. It was the final straw. His frustration bled into his performance. Fans noticed. Critics noticed. Connery himself felt it. He was done. Money made things worse. You Only Live Twice made millions, but Connery felt underpaid. When he asked for a raise, the producers refused. The relationship soured. He famously said, "I have always hated that damn James Bond. I'd like to kill him." And he meant it. When the film wrapped, Connery walked away. The producers scrambled. They cast George Lazenby, a model with no real acting experience, as the new Bond. But the transition was rocky. Lazenby clashed with the production team, and by the time On Her Majesty's Secret Service hit theaters in 1969, he had already decided to leave. Bond needed a savior, and there was only one man who could bring back the magic. Just 2 years later, he charmed audiences again as Henry Jones Sr. in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, bringing humor, wisdom, and depth to his role. His improvisation, like the now iconic "She talks in her sleep" line, only reinforced why he remained one of Hollywood's most magnetic stars. But Connery's career wasn't just a string of successes. He famously turned down Gandalf in The Lord of the Rings, a decision that could have earned him nearly $500 million. "I just didn't understand it," he admitted later. That same intuition led him to pass on roles in Jurassic Park and The Matrix. If a project didn't resonate with him, no paycheck could change his mind. By the early 2000s, Connery had grown weary of Hollywood's chaos. His final live-action film, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, in 2003, proved disastrous. Clashes with the director, production headaches, and a lackluster script left him frustrated. Even when Steven Spielberg offered him a return as Henry Jones Sr. in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, he refused. "Retirement is just too much fun," he quipped. Aside from voicing an animated character in Sir Billy in 2012, Connery had bid the industry farewell for good. While his professional life was filled with triumphs and turbulence, his personal life carried its own share of shadows. His first marriage to Australian actress Diane Cilento was riddled with allegations of control and emotional strain. Cilento later claimed that Connery resented her career, discouraging her from taking roles and leaving her to handle everything at home. Their divorce in 1973 did little to silence the lingering whispers about his temper. When she passed away in 2011, her revelations resurfaced, casting a shadow over his legacy. But his second marriage to Micheline Roquebrune, a French-Moroccan artist, was a stark contrast. Despite language barriers at the start, their bond lasted until his final days. Though rumors of infidelity swirled over the years, Roquebrune never spoke of them publicly. The two built a quiet life away from the industry's glare, residing in the Bahamas, where Connery found his peace. In his final years, Connery battled dementia, a struggle that took away the sharp wit and commanding presence he was known for. On October 31, 2020, he passed away in his sleep at 90, with pneumonia and respiratory failure listed as contributing factors. 2 years later, his ashes were scattered across Scotland, a tribute to the land he loved so fiercely. Despite the controversies, his impact remained undeniable. Knighted by Queen Elizabeth II in 2000, honored with titles like Sexiest Man Alive at nearly 60, and named Sexiest Man of the Century at 69. Connery wasn't just a star, he was an institution. Even in death, his legend endures. As Spielberg once said, he was one of the last true movie stars.